Picture a 1958 dinner table. Mom is smiling, Dad is loosening his tie, the kids are staring at their plates, and on those plates sits a slice of tuna suspended in lime green jelly. Nobody at that table thinks this is strange. In fact, they think it's the future. Today, we're digging up 7 recipes that were once proud symbols of the modern American kitchen and that would make anyone at your dinner table today drop their fork. Number 1. Savory lime Jell-O mold. Our first recipe. Chunks of tuna, ham, boiled eggs, green peas, and olives, all suspended inside a sweet, green lime gelatin ring. In the 1950s, owning a refrigerator was a status symbol, and nothing showed it off like a wobbling, glossy gelatin mold. It looked scientific, it looked futuristic, and Jell-O's marketing department published hundreds of savory recipe booklets to prove that gelatin belonged on the dinner table, not just the dessert cart. So why did it disappear? Because the combination of sweet lime jelly and canned fish simply could not survive contact with the natural food movement of the 1970s. Once people started asking what was actually in their food, this one didn't stand a chance. Number 2. Ham and bananas hollandaise. Next, peeled bananas wrapped in slices of fatty canned ham, baked in the oven and smothered in a rich mustard and egg hollandaise. This dish was the product of an unlikely alliance, fruit companies like Chiquita teaming up with meat producers, both trying to convince Americans that bananas belonged in the main course, not just dessert. The problem? A warm, soft, sweet baked banana combined with salty ham and heavy sauce turned out to be a difficult combination for even the least picky American stomachs. This one didn't just fall out of fashion, it fell out of favor with people's digestion. Number 3. Crown roast of Frankfurters. Picture ordinary, cheap hot dogs tied together with string into the shape of a crown, its center filled with sauerkraut or mashed potatoes, then baked whole and presented at the table. This was the middle class trying to fake a restaurant-style celebration dinner using the cheapest processed food available. For a family on a budget, it created the illusion of an elegant centerpiece. But once people learned exactly how much nitrate, salt, and mystery meat byproduct went into a 1960s hot dog, the crown lost every bit of its celebratory shine. Number 4. Frosted meatloaf. This next one is one of the strangest of all. An ordinary meatloaf, baked in a loaf pan, but frosted on top and sides with mashed potatoes or cream cheese, made to look exactly like a birthday cake and decorated with olives. 1950s food aesthetics demanded that meals look like art, or at least like something from a magazine advertisement. A cake that turned out to be meatloaf underneath fit that obsession perfectly. Why did it vanish? Because it took enormous effort to prepare, and cutting into what looked like a celebration cake only to find greasy meat inside got old fast for hosts and guests alike. Number 5. Spam upside-down cake. Here's a dish that sounds like a joke, but was completely real. Canned pineapple rings, maraschino cherries, and brown sugar lining the bottom of a pan, topped with thick slices of canned Spam and covered in sponge cake batter. After the war, there were massive surplus stockpiles of military canned Spam, and the Hormel Corporation spent years convincing housewives that Spam belonged in absolutely everything, including dessert. Unsurprisingly, The combination of salty, processed army meat and sweet sponge cake simply never stopped being strange, and it faded as fast as it appeared. Number 6. The candlelight salad. Now, one of the most infamous relics of all. A leaf of lettuce topped with a ring of canned pineapple, a peeled banana standing upright in the center, and a dollop of thick mayonnaise with a red cherry on top, designed to look exactly like a lit candle. This dish was officially recommended in children's magazines as a fun way to get kids to eat fruit and vegetables. But beyond the odd taste of banana and mayonnaise together, by today's standards, the shape of this candle reads far more suggestively than anyone intended in 1945, which is exactly why it now gets more laughs than compliments. Number 7. Campbell's tomato soup cake. And finally, a dessert that sounds like a mistake. A sweet, spiced cake, similar to carrot cake, where an entire can of Campbell's condensed tomato soup replaced the milk or water in the batter. This was pure marketing genius from Campbell's, an aggressive push to convince households that its canned soup could be a universal cooking ingredient, useful in absolutely anything, sweet or savory. Once the price of traditional baking ingredients dropped after the war years, there was simply no more need to build a dessert around a can of savory soup, and the recipe quietly disappeared from family cookbooks. Looking back at all 7 of these dishes, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. None of them came from tradition, and none of them came from taste. They came from corporations with surplus product to sell, and an entire advertising industry built to convince ordinary families that convenience, novelty, and gelatin equaled progress. So here's a question for the comments. Out of these 7, which one do you think you could actually survive eating today? And which one would you never, ever put on your table? If this kind of deep dive into the strange corners of food history is your thing, subscribe, because next time we're opening up the freezer on an entirely different decade of questionable kitchen decisions. See you in the next one.